is Victoria Alamo, and welcome to my website for my final project. My unit is an 8th grade math unit on transformations and similarities. If we scroll down to the bottom, there are a list of objectives that the students are expected to know at the conclusion of this unit. This button right here will take us to a Google folder that contains all the necessary documents, resource pages for each activity in the unit. And this final project tab is broken down into 11 days for this entire unit. To go through some of these, in order to introduce the unit, we have a cool key lock activity. Kind of gets the students thinking video games, but they're into it. They're not really sure that they're doing math. So the goal is to unlock the door, and the students are able to slide the key to get it in the right spot. And some of them are more than one transformation. And we've unlocked the door, and we'll go on to the next problem. Also, in each of the lessons, there is a homework assignment. If you highlight the worksheet, it will take you to the PDF of their homework. Another transformations activity that the students are able to do is through our textbook. We have CPM textbook. It stands for College Preparatory Mathematics. And they're able to move the triangles along and go through different transformations. What's really cool about CPM is that they believe in spiraling throughout the year. So a lot of the homework problems and even our tests have majority of review topics and very few of what we are currently learning. And this gives the students time to master the concepts before they're expected to actually master it on a test. I use guided notes through our Mimeo software that we have at school. And it's kind of like a PowerPoint, but it turns my whiteboard into a smartboard. So I could print these out, I could write on it. That was a straight line. And the students can take notes while we're going through the slides. And each day we can go over like the problems they do in their team as a class. And each day is uploaded as a different slide. This timer is really nifty because as the students are working, I can tell them to do a certain problem and they have 10 minutes to do so. And then when the buzzer goes off, they realize, oh, I'm done, or they can monitor themselves as I'm circulating the classroom. Also, on each of my pages, I have a link to our online textbook, so you're able to see the correct questions. I created a username and password for this particular class, so everyone is able to go in and just kind of see the kind of problems that we are working with. And the username and password is on each of the pages. So we'll click on Core Connections 3, that's Math 8, and we're in Chapter 6. And then we're able to see the problems that the students actually see in their textbook. So for example, 618, this is also a link on the website. CPM has created a GeoGebra so students can move the polygon and talk about the number of transformations needed to match the polygons on top of one another. And for day 3, since we've been talking about the rigid transformations of reflection, rotation, and translation, I've uploaded this video. It's just a fun video that reminds the students of the vocabulary words. So that's just a fun video that has our vocabulary words that we've been working on the last 3 days. And lastly, for day 3, I've created a exit slip that's created from Poll Everywhere. This particular one allows students to use like our classroom tablets to just quickly answer the questions before they leave. And some you can create where the students can text the answers, and that's really cool. And our last online tool that we use with our textbook is decimals.com. They have graphing tools, so you can plot points and it plots it for you, and it's really cool. So once you create a shape, the students are able to move it and transform it. This particular one is on dilation, so they'll see how the shape changes once they multiply it by a whole number or multiply it by a fraction, and they'll actually see it there without having to draw it. And then on day 11, we have a review. I've created a Hollywood Squares review, and it's just through PowerPoint. The students love the sound effects. And it's just another way to review the material. With CPM, we have team tests and individual tests. The team tests are a test that the students take with their team. Each person writes, but they should be collaborating and working together, making sure everyone shows all their work, but only one of those tests would be graded. And this is an example of what my Chapter 6 Transformations and Similarities team test would look like. It's only 6 questions to give the students time to talk about the math. If you go to the Standards tab, there is a list of all of the standards, the Common Core Math Standards. I've only included the net teacher standards that are actually used for this particular unit instead of all of them. The same with the student net standards. And then of course the mathematical practices. These are what cause the math classroom to be more collaborative, inquiry-based learning. My Chapter Chapter 6 assessment is uploaded into Schoology. This is what it would look like from my perspective. Go ahead and click begin the test. And then this is what it will look like from the student's perspective. All of the students have access to Schoology through our district, so they would have their own username and password to log in and take the test at the appointed time. I can decide when the test is available and when the test will end, whether or not I can allow extra time. This button right here allows for the students to use any of the mathematical symbols needed, a lot like the PARC test. So hopefully in the beginning of the year, all of our tests will be like this, not just a few. So a lot of the times PARC assessments come in the spring, the students will be used to taking their assessments online. A list of all of the technology tools used throughout the unit and how I use them more specifically. This particular tab will take us to my class website that I use throughout the school year. So my Core Math 8 class will click on the particular tab, and then they are able to get any worksheet, any homework assignment that they missed, if they were absent or if they just lost it. But they're also able to come here if they're having an issue with a particular problem, get the answer key, and what's even more cool is have a review of a particular problem that they're struggling with.
Hello, this is the first problem of 611 homework, problem 6-2.
And then finally, this tab will take you to my peer survey, which was created in SurveyMonkey. It will log and record all of the answers and send them back to me. Also in this tab, you can get a link of this video that will be uploaded to YouTube. Thank you and have a blessed day.